and give you
a princess.
I'll keep it casual. Yeah, they're invincible, and she just in the background. And she says, I wish that I could be like the cool kids, 'cause all the cool kids, they seem to fit in. I wish that I could be like the cool kids, like the cool kids.
This is one of the cutest kids' toys I've ever seen. You can actually make your own tiny little bubble stickers and trap whatever trinkets you want inside. They come with cute backgrounds, but I like to make my own. I just add some paper and stickers and it makes it extra cute. And then this little machine is where the magic happens. These are the cutest little bubble stickers. You could trap trinkets that your kids give you, and it comes with some confetti and stuff to put inside to start. It comes with materials to make 40 of them, so it'll last you a while. I'll link it down in the orange card if you want one.
I was going to block my boyfriend so he wouldn't see this, but he found out before I could. Or more like, I couldn't keep the secret that I was getting my hands on another DIY for a very delayed Valentine's Day gift. And this time I'm making a me keychain of himself. And I almost gave up during the process because I underestimated how hard clay is. So instead I sculpted it in 3D and it was so much better. And then I just had to 3D print it and paint. I had to sacrifice one of my old keychain hooks to attach everything together, and we're done. Do you think you would like it?
Did you know that studies on aging populations have found that craft-based hobbies are associated with lower rates of cognitive decline? I just think it's a cool excuse to build tiny coffee shops. I'm currently working on this corner coffee shop 3D model kit by QB, and it's a really great starter if you're new to model building. I know it looks intimidating, but the instructions are actually super clear and in full color, so you'll always know which step you're on. It's kind of wild watching it go from flat little pieces to a whole 3D building. It's really cool. I'll show you the finished result in a couple of hours, but if you want to build this, you can find the whole build kit in the link right here.
Turning this into this. I've just moved into my first ever apartment and she's a little bit clinical. So this is episode 1 of turning this corner into something cute. Step 1, wallpaper. I really need to add some color into this room, but I'm on a budget, so I need to get my security deposit back. So after scrolling, I decided I wanted to go for stripes, but not any stripes, like the childish ones that look like a little toddler has drawn them. Listen, I don't know what I was thinking, but there's no going back. And I also didn't have any tools with me, so I am measuring this based on vibes. Am I crazy, or can you kind of see the vision coming together? Before and after. But guys, I am not an interior designer, so the real question is, what are we doing with this sofa?
I will never be perfect, but I'll always be real. My room is a mess, and I hate how I feel. You can laugh at the girl who tries too hard. That's how I feel. I will always be real. What do you
We moved into this house 9 months ago and all of our walls are still basically bare. So welcome to part 1 of creating things to go on my walls. I love the look of a classic antique oil painting, but I do not like their price tag. So this is my favorite little hack for getting that oil painting look. The first step is finding some empty antique frames. Then I trace out the size I need on the backer board. In this case, I'm using plywood that I'm cutting with a circular saw, but in the past, I've done this with rigid poster board or even MDF. Then the real magic starts to happen, and the key is Mod Podge. I use Mod Podge to not only adhere the prints to the backer board, but also create a faux oil painting effect over top. This gives those kind of 3D brushstrokes that you see in authentic oil paintings frequently. Lastly, you just secure the quote paintings into the frames. I got these two hung up in the bedroom. It already feels so much more like home in here, but I have so many more ideas on other wall hangings that I want to make and hang in the house, so stay tuned.
Here's how I used some weird thrift finds to create whimsical decor for my son's room. I picked up this faded plant stand for 50 cents at a yard sale. With a new coat of paint, it becomes the perfect step stool for my son, and the B shape is just too cute. You might not think a printer's tray would make very good kids' room decor. With a little creativity and some truck-shaped wood cutouts, it becomes a semi ready to carry a load of his littlest treasures. I love picking up salvage pieces like this church pew rack. While it was originally made to hold hymnals, it makes a perfect little bookshelf, and I love the vintage character it adds to the room. Old discarded sports equipment can be made fun and playful too. Just add an initial with some yarn and it's the perfect addition to a gallery wall. The checkered pattern of this old game board was speaking to me, so I brought it home, and I think it's a perfect styling piece for these shelves. It adds a fun pop of color and serves as a perfect backdrop for my son's toys. Finally, a laundry hamper might not be something you consider decor. When it's as whimsical as this house-shaped vintage one, you proudly set it out and use it as toy storage. So thrift the weird things and create something magical.
Learn how to paint colorful furniture with me. I always get asked where I find my colorful furniture, and the truth is, I paint it myself. It's cheaper and doesn't require the waste of buying new furniture. So let's begin. I found this piece secondhand and think it's a perfect candidate. I like these ridges, and more importantly, it comes apart easily, which is super helpful for repainting. For supplies, the brand doesn't matter, but you do need paint formulated for wood and trim. Otherwise, it will 100% scrape off. The next important item is sanding blocks. I use a combo of both coarse and fine grit, and lastly, a small roller will give you the most even finish and a brush for details. Step 1, sanding. This is what grips the paint, so I do this generously, and roughly an hour later, I was done. Step 2, painting. I started on the doors with a super light first coat and used the roller for the base piece. I finished the top, then the sides, and arguably the worst part was the bottom layer of the inside. And 1.5 hours later, the first coat was done. Step 3, more painting. We finished the second coat on the doors, then on the cabinet, waited an hour, then a final third coat for touch-ups, and after 5 hours, we called it quits for the day to let it dry. The next day, we put it all back together, and here's the final result. Happy painting, friends.
A couple weeks ago, I transformed this lamp from boring and basic to very, very cute using just a little paint and fabric dye. One thing about me is that enough is simply never enough, so today we're going to be adding more to it. I dyed the lampshade. I originally planned for it to be a little bit darker, but somehow it ended up matching the base of the lamp perfectly, which I don't know how that happened at all, and I kind of like it, but I did want to break it up a little bit, so I ended up adding this velvet trim. I just hot glued it down very slowly, making sure that I got the ribbon as flat as possible. I will say, after this project, I understand why nice lampshades are so expensive because they are a labor of love. Okay, the trim turned out so cute, but again, one thing about me is that enough is just never enough, so we're adding beads too. Yay! I went to JG Merchandise Corp on 38th Street, and they had so many trim and bead options. It was endless. I was so overwhelmed, and they also had the cutest dog too. Anyway, after much deliberation, I ended up going with this chartreuse green color because I've been loving burgundy and pink and chartreuse together, and it's just funky and fun. Here's what it looks like all done. I think I'm done now, at least. I might outline the stars, but that's for another day. She's so cute.
Tore off the first square and it took the paint off, but it's a little too late now to go back, so we're just gonna keep going. My dad paints houses and he told me that I would not have to sand, so the paint coming off, not my fault, but I do have sandpaper now to get the little chips off. I was hoping I would just be able to film this and paint and post it, but I'm not really sure what to do about the paint peeling off. I was not prepared for that, so now I need to regroup. I think I'm gonna have to get some white paint, but that's it for now.
I finally got around to painting this little table that sits in my entryway. I've been wanting to do this forever, but I am a little tired as of late for obvious reasons, but better late than never. So the first thing that I did was wipe it down, and then I sanded it a little bit just so the paint could have a better surface to stick on. Now I knew what I was going to do on here. I just didn't know what colors I was going to pick, but I ended up picking this violet, purple, pink color. I don't really know what to call it. I would say like a magenta color. Now this DIY was completely free because I already had all the paint colors, and that is one thing I love about being a DIYer, is that I always just have paint on hand. This thing was already kind of beat up to begin with, and I guess I could have sanded it down and restained it, but I didn't really want to do that. I did want this to be colored, and of course, if you know anything about me, you know that I love a stripe, so I decided to do stripes on here. I've never done this type of surface with painter's tape, so it did leak through a little bit, so I did have the privilege of going through and fixing all of that. I did end up just doing the top just because I felt like the whole thing, it would look a little bit crazy if it was all striped. Although people probably think this looks crazy anyways, but I do not. I absolutely love how this turned out.
I've got my big bag of flowers. We're gonna fill this thing up. My mom approves of the basket. She said they're great. We're gonna start filling it up, and then tomorrow she's gonna come over and help me do the final touches. For now, we're just gonna throw in some greenery and fill in empty spots. This whole situation needs to be very whimsical and just, I don't know how to explain it. Either you get it or you don't get it, you know what I mean? It's one of those kind of things. I do think I am actually gonna keep this because it just adds something, and I love that it's like flowing through, and I feel like if I don't end up needing it, like if I have different greenery that I can replace it with, then I will, but if I don't, then I won't. For now, we want to fill in all the gaps. Okay, we need like fluffy stuff. Okay, we're filling, we're fluffing, things are happening. Ooh, this is really pretty. I know for dang sure I didn't spend $8 on that. It had to have been on sale. Gosh, you know how cute it would be to leave these baskets up for Mother's Day, and I only use flowers that are the birth month flowers of my daughters? That would be cute. I forgot I had these. Okay, I do need to go in my attic because I know I have little bunnies and I want to use them. Let me go in my attic. Let me see what we got. We need bunnies, we need Easter eggs, we need things.
Welcome to episode 2 of Mid-Century My Way, where I'm decorating my dream mid-century apartment. Today we're focusing on this entryway and my bedroom. When I first moved in, I knew I wanted to add lace curtains to this entryway just to properly divide up the spaces. Although this mini rod was too flimsy, I luckily had extra pieces from other curtain rods I was hanging up. Nevertheless, the lace curtains really elevated the space, and I'm obsessed. I recently snagged this gorgeous mid-century vanity off Facebook Marketplace. Since they tend to be on the lower side, I did get some furniture risers to lift them up by a couple inches. I was starting to organize my makeup until I realized I needed a cute chair to pair with. I did order this rolly chair, but I had to grab some fur fabric from the fashion district just to personalize it in the most simple and easy way. It's so freaking cute, and knowing that it's a one-of-one is also a plus. I decorated the top of my vanity with a couple different things, added my CD player, and also this collage that I made recently, and these semi-sheer curtains plus my classic Noguchi lamp really tied this whole room together. I literally feel like a little princess, especially in this LA rain. It's the perfect ambiance. I'm definitely not done with this room, but I think it's a great start. Anyways, thank you for watching.
It's so sweet. No one but you knows me. Though you don't need to say to shut the sweet.
my new product, Turby Bag Charm. So what's special about this little guy? Well, it can grow its leaves up and plant its roots down. But wait, what is Turby? Turby is a turnip bunny and the best fan of my shop. You've probably seen Turby on my logo. It was created in 2024, and since then, it had appeared in many of my designs. Back to this charm, I was inspired by the long-eared bunny dolls that I saw on the internet. I thought this idea sounded very fun. I wanted to make a Turby version for so long, but my knowledge about making plush toy is zero. So I started with what I know best, polymer clay. I sculpted Turby's body with a hole in the center, then hand-painted all the tiny details myself. Then I asked my mom to help me sew the ears and legs. I even bought a sewing machine just to start this project. After many trials, many errors, and many creative discussions with my mom, we finally made it. The hard clay and the soft fabric fit perfectly together, exactly like I thought. I also added a tiny polymer clay ladybug on Turby's ear for a special touch and cute little buttons on the legs to keep everything in place. Turby Bag Charm will be available for pre-order in limited quantities on February 21st. Hope you like my Turby. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.